I'm with Doug Ducate, and we just finished with a discussion on the trade show business model. But there's one piece that we didn't talk about, and that has to do with virtual events. Doug, I'd really like to get your opinion on the future of virtual events for our industry.
Joyce, I think technology in general is in its infancy in our industry. So to say what virtual events may be able to offer in the future versus what they offer today is two entirely different things. Several years ago, I did a presentation where we talked about a book that was called Blown to Bits. And for anyone that's never read the book, I would strongly urge you to read it. The Harvard Business Press has it. The two authors looked at industries and businesses and said, if you were going to start over, if you just blew these up, how would you do them going forward? Mm-hmm. Their best example they used was Encyclopedia Britannica. And they showed how Encyclopedia Britannica, for all of its arrogance, when Microsoft bought Funk and Wagnalls, the number 4 book in a 4-book world book market, they paid absolutely no attention. Less than 2 years later, the company that had 80% of the market was basically bankrupt. And that's because Microsoft took Funk and Wagnalls World Book, digitized it, and brought it out as a new product. Since Funk and Wagnalls had negative brand equity, they changed the name of the product, and they called it Encarta. And then they gave it away. And for most of us that had children at that point in time, we felt like any World Book reference was what they really needed to learn how to use and then use in their reports. So the fact that Funk and Wagnalls maybe didn't have the credibility and the stature of Encyclopedia Britannica made no sense for us. I think if Microsoft bought an exhibition organizing company today, we'd better pay attention, because I don't think it's because they want to be in the face-to-face business as much as they're ready to invest in the technology to make exhibitions as exciting, as personal, and as good an experience online as they are in the face-to-face environment. Virtual trade shows at this point in time are still in their infancy. It's hard to see how many of them are going to really be able to make any money. A number of associations have successfully extended the life of their events by following up the annual meeting with a virtual trade show that's available the other 361 days of the year. Mm-hmm. That kind of usage is not what I believe the future holds. I think the future holds a true experience for the individuals. If we're talking about 3D television today, we could be talking about a whole new world of technology that could invade the exhibition business. We have two really good things, though, going for face-to-face. Number one, exhibitions are the last bastion of face-to-face marketing. The traveling salesperson, as we knew them, is a footnote of the last century. So if buyers and sellers are going to get together in a face-to-face environment in any magnitude of numbers, it's going to come through the exhibition medium. And they continue to want to do that, to look for new sources, to check prices, to check and make certain that they're buying the best products and services for their company at the best price. Second, from the standpoint of how the human factor is playing. We just finished a generational study at the end of last year. And what did we find? We found that those under 40, all the way down to age 19, were just as excited about the exhibition business as the baby boomers have been, the ones that have really driven the growth of our industry for this last 40 years. And that was really good news. Now, if you read the whole report, you're going to find out while they're excited and they really like it, they have a whole lot of suggestions for us on different ways that we ought to be doing some of these things that would make them more meaningful, more exciting, and a better experience for them. And the good short organizers, they're going to take those suggestions. There was a snapshot in USA Today back in June. They had just reported on a survey that was done that showed 77% of people that bought things online preferred to have a personal one-on-one experience with the seller. They wanted to know the people they were buying from. I believe what we may do in our personal lives as far as online buying will not extend over into the business world with purchases of any great magnitude. Office supplies, furniture, things we know, fine. But in terms of capital purchases, I don't believe there's any way that someone's going to make a purchase decision based on having been to a virtual event. They want to see it, touch it, hear it, smell it, make sure that it's real. Because in today's world, it's very hard to tell a digital image from a picture of a real object. In fact, Joyce, we learned a long time ago we can't believe everything we hear. Today, we can't even believe everything we see.
Lots of Photoshop, right. Thanks, Doug.